Hey CG, I'm Maddie.
And I'm Akul.
And we have your announcements for Friday, February 5th, 2016.
This week's broadcast is brought to you by the Hillenberg Building Group. First, in club news, the story of James M. Barrie's writing of Peter Pan as performed by adorable Johnny Depp, the lovely Kate Winslet, and young Freddie Highmore. Let your imagination fly as you soar to Neverland and back. Bring snacks to room 366 on Tuesday, February 9th from 3 to 5-ish. Contact Mrs. Davis to reserve your seat. February 8th through February 11th, GPS is having a blind date with a book fundraiser.
Instead of sending flowers to your friends, send a book. There will be a table in the cafeteria where you can purchase books Monday through Thursday that will be delivered on Friday, February 11th during STAR. Books will cost between $1 and $3, and the profits will be donated to Indie Reads, a nonprofit organization that provides literacy tutoring in Indianapolis.
Attention! Center Grove will be starting a new RC flying club. All are welcome to bring your own aircraft to participate. You may fly helicopters, multi-rotor copters, airplanes, and drones in the gym. These aircraft must be electric powered and classified as indoor unless prior permission has been given. You must also be a member of the AMA, which is the Academy of Modelers Association, to participate. More information will follow at the call-out meeting on Tuesday, February 9th in room 101 from 3 to 3:45. At this time, we will be going over rules and regulations, signing up and registering for an AMA member, creating procedural items, and planning for the first flight. If you are interested, please scan the QR code in the flyers around the building. For further questions, please get in contact with Mr. Schultz in room 101. I hope to see you on Tuesday, the 9th, in room 101. Please bring your iPads, but leave your aircraft at home until the first open flight. Happy flying.
Student Council will be selling carnations to send to your Valentine for Valentine's Day. The cost will be one for $3 or two for $5. They'll be sold at lunch from Monday, February 8th to Thursday, February 11th. Don't forget your Valentine's Star Room and teachers so they can be sent. Book Forum will meet on Tuesday, February 9th during STAR. The book for this month is Teardrop by Lauren Kate. Books are available in the library.
Flying helicopters is a unique hobby. Another student with a unique passion is the male gymnast here at CG. Parker Ferguson brings you a student feature on juniors, Zach Peters.
Hi, what's up, Zach? Thanks for sitting down with us, man. I'd like to start off. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
As this interview is going, I'm a gymnast, so I'm level 10 there. I've been doing it for about 7 years competitively, and so this year I'll be going to Vegas, Houston, Michigan. It's going all across the country, and I like doing a lot of sports, and I like hanging out with family and friends.
I noticed you said level 10.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, including myself, maybe in the past, who didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
Could you explain it to us?
So, like in gymnastics, you got levels 4 through 10, and the 10 is the highest. So, it's
10's the highest. You're the highest. You're the best of the best. That's awesome, man. And the thing about you, though, Zach, is you're not just a one-dimensional guy. You taking honors AP classes too, right?
yeah.
What's that like having to balance insane gymnastics time in the gym and then also get into your studies?
It's been really tough, I'm not going to lie. With the past 2 years,
Yeah.
my grades haven't been exactly where they need to be. But I've been able to manage it just through both my study halls I've been offered. That's helped a lot. Car rides and just trying to manage that out.
Yeah. All right, Zach, obviously elite level athlete now, but it wasn't always that way. You obviously grew up with some difficulties with health and being born. Maybe talk a little bit about the struggles you went through in your youth and how that kind of shaped you now.
Just a little bit of insight. When I was born with 3 holes in my heart. You know that, and I had 2 surgeries with my heart. But now I'm all good. I'm all healthy. But the doctors always were saying that I shouldn't push to go too hard in sports, and they were worried about me doing gymnastics. But it's been going really well. I've been doing well, and it's been cool to see how God's been working in my life to help me do that.
If I'm not mistaken, last year in Long Beach in the Nationals for every gymnast in the country at your level, you got number 1 in the vault.
At level 10, 15-year-olds, I was number 1 for age group. I'm really trying to focus on college gymnastics. That's always, you gotta think it one step at a time. Obviously I got this year to get through next year, but looking at college, I'm thinking about going, Michigan, Illinois, Ohio State, whoever. But yeah, if I'm really looking towards 2024 Olympics. But all in all, God has a plan for all of us, and if it's only for college gymnastics, that's fine, If I don't go to Olympics, that's how it is.
Yeah, it is your path, and you obviously made the best of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, man. All All right, thanks, Zach. Thanks for sitting down and talking with us, buddy. Thanks, man.
Gymnastics is a very competitive sport. However, it is not the only sport competing in this winter season. Lauren Tyke brings you a video on the girls basketball sectional preview.
Girls basketball received a bye in the first round of sectionals. Some of the girls and the coach share their game plan.
Since the beginning of the season, we played both teams pretty early on in our season, and I think we've grown a lot just coming together more and playing as a team instead of 10 individuals. And I think we're just playing a lot better and just being more patient on offense and getting our hands up on defense, and we're just trying to work on doing the little things so that we can be successful this weekend.
We normally run a 5-out, and we work the ball a lot, try to get to the short corner, just to get things going downhill, try to get the best shot possible in possession.
Our strategy is we're gonna try to defend, we're gonna try to contest shooters, we're gonna try to rebound, we're gonna try to dive on loose balls. That's our defensive strategy, and then offensively, we're gonna try to move the ball and get best shots available. And it's so it's pretty much the same offense and defensive strategies that most everybody has.
The girls and coach share how they have improved since the first time they played the teams.
Well, we played Martinsville and Franklin earlier on in the season, and we just didn't really get rebounds and do hustle plays. We didn't play that hard. So we've really improved a lot, and I think our game plan is just play hard. We got to out-rebound them and stuff like that.
We've really picked up on the defensive end, and our ball movement has gotten a lot better since the first couple games of the season, so that's helped a lot.
I think defensively, we've improved just unbelievable amounts, leaps and bounds. So that's where I think we've grown the most. The other thing is I think we've mentally grown together. We're playing together better. I think we're sharing the basketball a lot better. And I really just like our growth as far as our team. I keep telling these guys that I think we're a very, very good collection of players, but those players got to come together.
Come out and support the girls' sectionals tonight at 6 p.m. in the Vandy Gym.
The winter season is in full gear, but as we roll into the spring, many sports begin preparing for their upcoming seasons. Aubrey and Morgan bring you a segment on spring conditioning.
Considering all the success fall and winter sports had, spring sports share with us what they expect for their hopefully perfect seasons.
I expect us to come out strong. We're a returning team, so we're going to try to do good.
I expect a really great season. Our track team's coming together really nicely this year.
So this season for our team, I hope that we win county again and we win sectionals again, and just that we strengthen our bonds as a team and as friends.
I expect for us to have an even better year this year than we did last year. And since we have a lot of returning pitchers back, we should be pretty solid.
This season I expect to at least get back to regionals and hopefully move on further and be able to get to state.
For this season, I probably expect the same outcome as last year. We're going to have to work hard to rebuild what we had, but I think
Well, last year we lost a lot of seniors, so we're kind of recovering from that, and we just hope that we can try our best, hopefully make it to state. Last year we made it to the second round of sectionals, and we lost to Brebeuf, so we really hope to make it far in the state tournament this year.
Jumping back into a sport can be difficult. The players share why conditioning helps them prepare for season.
Conditioning is important because we get to work on all the things we need for the season, agility and then endurance and all that.
Conditioning is important because you really need endurance when playing. Matches can last pretty long.
It helps us a lot. We do a thing called treadmill, and it really helps us bring us together, makes us stronger and mentally tough. This is what we do over a break and kind of prepares us for the year.
Conditioning is important because, obviously we run for our sport, and so if we don't condition and get ready for that, then we're not going to be strong enough to compete and we won't do well.
Conditioning is fun, and it's kind of a time to get the leadership out of guys and letting that come out, and then also kind of builds bonding together and stuff like that.
it's definitely important because that's where our strong bond starts. If we don't have team chemistry, then we don't really have a team. So conditioning starts us early, and we get to know each other and get to be like a family, which helps us strengthen the team overall.
Our conditioning helps us bond and helps us get better every day to prepare for when Coach Milligan comes, and then that'll help us get better for when actual season comes.
It helps us get ready for season because
we run a lot in lacrosse, and you don't want to be winded and have that affect your playing skills.
Not just running, but also like agility and moving on your feet and doing fast cuts is super important in the game. Things that we do as a team is we always talk about communication. I personally think communication is the biggest thing in lacrosse, and if without it, we would not be where we are.
Every athlete has certain training mechanisms that help them succeed. The players share with us what their major keys to success are.
The major keys to success are working up endurance, getting to be able to run without getting out of breath.
I drink a lot of water. I eat right. I train outside of my practice. I do weights.
Major keys are stretching is the first one, and the second one is our treadmill workouts that we do that really instills in us a bunch of mental toughness. I set small goals to reach my bigger goals, so I set like small goals with my times, and then I'll try and reach those and bring them up higher and higher and higher until I reach my highest goal possible. I'm going to West Point for track. I've been recruited there, and it's actually between a couple of schools, and I decided to go there because I like their coaches the most, and it seemed to really fit best for me there.
Thank you, ladies. Part of being an athlete is playing your role both on and off the field. The athletes on the field competing need to be just as fired up as the athletes on the bench. It's an entire team effort. Lacey Seidowitz and Ryan Simley bring you a sports feature on the role of the bench.
In the game of basketball, everyone knows the contributions and the efforts of the starters. However, many don't understand the importance of the bench players.
When I come off the bench, I usually try to bring a lot of energy and do all the small things and all the hustle plays.
Coach Sanders really likes that if I'm not starting, that we come in with a lot of energy and we're cheering our teammates a lot. And when we do get in, we need to be getting on the floor and not trying to score right away, but getting on loose balls and trying to get a steal or get a block or something.
In practice, we help the starters by doing some of the stuff that the teams that they're about to play do, so offensively or defensively.
Bench players are important because they're like band-aids sometimes, so if like a starter gets hurt, then they put in a bench player and he kind of covers the wound for a little bit until the starter can get back in. Or a lot of times we just got to bring energy, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're on the bench, you got to be up cheering, clapping, but you got to know exactly the scouting report and all that stuff so they can get in the game. And if you do, you can ball out.
I watch the person who goes in before me and I see what mistakes they make and what I'll need to fix and adjust when I go in.
The first time I went into a varsity game, I had a lot of emotions. I was definitely nervous, but I was happy that I got to go in and I was ready to help the team.
If you watch IU basketball, I'm kind of like Tim Priller because everyone loves me, and when I come off the bench, I get pretty much a standing ovation. And even when Tim Priller touches the ball, everyone loves him, so I'd say I'm like Tim Priller.
At practice, we're kind of just expected to do everything the starters do. It's not really different. Everyone just works really hard, and we do a lot of 5-on-5 stuff trying to get each other better. And right now, we're specifically focusing on sectionals and trying to get ready for the game Friday.
That's all we have for you this week, CG.
Have a great weekend.